Welcome to 3D.sk, human photo reference for 3D artists and game developers. On this site you can find thousands of images, from studio photo reference to street photo reference. We also have a selection of animals on our site. We have some costumes, we have weapons, armor. We also have 3D scans of bodies and heads, clothing, animals, all the aforementioned above, and 3D maps and textures. So, welcome to this tutorial. You're going to notice that we're at a save that was a while ago. And the reason for that is because at some point in my saves, the corneas got unaligned to the eye. I don't know if I told you to do that or it happened by accident, but it happened, and this is the reason why it's important to have previous saves. So hopefully you made the saves as I told you to, and you'll still have the aligned eyeballs. This is the important part, that the pupil is aligned to the eyeball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export these to here. I'm going to call this eye, so it's on the right, so it'd be left eyeball high 1, wait, left eyeball high left. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this one, but call it eyeball high right. I forgot to take down the subdivisions to 1 million. Just remember, it's not actually necessary to have 2 eyeballs because we only actually need 1, but we do need both the corneas. You don't need to export both the highs though. So this one is the cornea. Correct. Let me just have a look at the mesh. Yep, it is the cornea. So I can export this as cornea low, that'd be the left. Now I can take this doesn't have to be that high. Cornea high left. Okay. Now we can go to the other one and call it the same. We'll do the same. I did it at 5 if I remember. So this will be cornea high right. Then take the subdivisions down. Cornea low right. Correct? Yes. Cornea low right. Okay. We actually don't need any high poly we don't need 2 because they have the same UV, so it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do now is I've exported that. I also need this one. I need to call it eyeball low. And we'll go, it's on the right, it's the left. That seems to take a bit of a while, I don't have it on the right. Eyeball low left. You might be wondering why do we have so many meshes, but you'll learn later when we get to the texturing phase of all this. You'll learn why. So now I'm going to quickly load the latest save. Okay, so now that I'm on the latest save, I want to export this, only the low poly for now. I'm going to go to 3D scan, 3ds max end, and I'm going to save it as low poly mesh. Now I've already got it, so I'm not going to do it again. Now what we can do is we can go into 3ds max. I can go reset. And the most important thing is I hope that they are aligned. Sometimes things will go wrong, or you'll change something and then you'll want something back. That's why it's really important to make multiple saves. Import a single mesh, yep. Skip. Close. Okay. Seems to be in the right place. Import. So let's try cornea low right, low left. Hopefully it's in the right place. If it's not, I'm going to be upset, but it's fine. Not in the right place, but because it is there. Okay, that does make things a bit more difficult. What if I rotate this? How about if I put the pivot to the center of this and rotate it? Does that work? No, it does not. Okay, so we have another problem to solve. So what we can do is we need to get it in the same position as it was before, but I don't know how Zbrush rotated this, if you know what I mean. Because it's obviously not there. One thing I could do is go back to Zbrush. Let's get back, let's get these from the latest save, like for example this one. We can get this one, and we can go export. We can go to our 3D scan, Windows Max end, and we can go newest coordinates. Okay. Let's escape that. I don't mind if it's low or high poly, it doesn't really matter. Newest coordinates. Also do the same for the other one. Newest coordinates. It's on the left, so right. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go back to 3ds Max. I can import. This might be a little bit complicated. I can go to eyeball, ILO. Skip. So you can see that these coordinates are actually the same, but we're going to change that in a second. So what I can do now is I can make sure I import the right thing here. So I would want, to make this work, we'd want eyeball high left. Correct? Okay, so let's close that. So you can see that's in the same position. So if I was just to hide these, let's just test this first. They should be relatively the same. So I'm going to center this. I'm going to center this. Then if I was to align this to this in all axes and then rotate it 90 degrees, it should be in the exact same spot, which luckily it is. So we've solved that problem, but the other problem is how are we going to get the other things in there. So the thing that I'd probably do is keep the pivot the same and just import everything. So I'm going to also import the newest coordinates for the other eye. Did I just import this? Yeah, I just imported the exact same one. If I move this, if there's one still there, nope, I didn't import it, which is good. So you can see that this is attached to this. This is eyeball high left, and this is cornea low left. Cornea low left, eyeball high left. So let's import, not merge. Let's import our eye nearest coordinates. We want the right one. This should give us the other eye now. Okay, let's center that. Okay, let's import now. We've got some parts imported. Cornea high right, cornea high left. Eyeball low left. Eyeball high. Which ones have we already got imported? We've already got imported eyeball cornea low left and eyeball high left. So we need cornea, eyeball high left. Already got that imported. What I can actually do is go to Scene Explorer, and hopefully this will help me out a little bit. Okay. I should be able to see. Okay, which ones haven't we got imported? Cornea high left. So let's just work on this side for the projection, which we'll be doing later. So we've mostly got left. So have we got cornea high left? No, we haven't. So let's just get cornea high left in. Make sure it's named correctly. For some reason it wasn't. So that's cornea high left. Let's delete that. And that's just a copy of that, isn't it? Yep. So we've got the coordinates here that we need. We've got the cornea high left. We've got the cornea low left. So we've got the projection for that. We've also got the eyeball high left. So now we need the eyeball low. Eyeball low left. And this is basically the same as the cornea, except we're going to be doing something a bit different with it, and it is necessary. You might be thinking why so many different meshes for one eye, but it'll all be a lot simpler later on. Later on it's not going to be as many meshes as this because we're only going to be using the very low poly meshes. So now that we've got them, we do need the eyeball low left right. Have we imported that? Okay, let's get that in. Well, actually, it's the same as the cornea, so let's just go back and let's go cornea low right. At the start, they're exactly the same mesh. Okay, let's make a clone of that. And let's call this eyeball low right. Okay, that should be all the meshes we need. We've got an eyeball low right. We've got an eyeball low left. We've got an eyeball low right. We've got a cornea low left, a cornea low right, cornea high left. We only need the highs for the left. So I think that should be it. And my idea would be to hide this for now. And then what we can do is I just want to hide this. I want to get the right mesh. So this is the mesh that I want. I also do need one of those meshes as well. So it would be eyeball high left, high right. Okay, to be able to align it, we are going to need this mesh as well. So let's export that and call it, we're going to have to go back to the older save, which should be this one. Or this one. I'll be able to tell if it's the right one or not. Not that one. It's this one. So let's make sure that this is low. Don't need it high poly. And let's call it eyeball. What did we call the other one? Should actually just be eyeball high right. But just for coordinate's sake, let's call it eyeball coord right. Go back in 3ds Max. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the coordinates of this for the coordinates of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide this. It's getting a bit slow. Okay, so this one is the one that's going to be aligned to that, I think. Yep. So hide this. Hide this. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, unhide everything, and I want to attach. Well, first I want to transform toolbox. I want to make sure that this is centered. Okay. Then I'm going to attach everything that's on the left. So eyeball low left. I think that's the mesh that we've got. No, it's not. No, we're going to attach everything that's on the right or left? Left. So cornea left, eyeball low left. Yes. Checking that we've got everything. Okay, let's attach all that. Do not modify. And it shouldn't change the position of my and then we can align, and then that should all be in place. If it's not, then we've done something wrong. I think it's just a little bit back. Let's try align again. Maybe we missed one of our points. Center to center. Cancel that. Go to this. Transform toolbox. Let's center it. Try aligning again. That might be why. It's because it needs rotating 90 degrees. Then moving down slightly. Let's just get it in the rough position. get it in the rough position. That's fine by me. And then for this one, let's unhide. Actually, let's go to this. Let's hide this and let's delete this. Don't need it anymore. Okay, let's unhide all. Hide that selection. Okay, and now we need to center this. Then we need to do another attach. So let's attach all the right things. So cornea low right, eyeball high left, cornea low right, attach. Also attach the highest nearest coordinates right. Did I select the right thing? Let me see. I don't think I attached the right thing. No, I did not. I need to select the eyeball coordinate right. New. Newest? No. This one. Okay. Center this. This would be a little bit shorter of tutorial if you didn't make the same mistake as me, but we're basically following the same thing, that you need to import all these meshes and get them in the right place and get them into 3ds Max. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the right meshes now. So cornea low right, eyeball low right as well. Eyeball high, nope, don't need that. That should be the only thing. Let me just unhide all. That should be the only thing. Okay. Now we can go back to this, align it to that, center, 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 yep. And then we can rotate it 90 degrees and move it down a bit. That should be fine. Don't need that anymore. And now all our meshes are in place. For now, just to get on with the tutorial, we're going to leave it there for now, and we're going to come back to the eyes now that we've got them in place in a 3ds Max file. That is brilliant. 3ds Max end. Let's go for, actually let's use the same folder, so we kind of start fresh and kind of, these are all our new meshes. So let's call this low poly or projection meshes. Let's just call it that for now. I'm just going to save. And we can come back to this another point. So the next tutorial will be going over the meshes, because I want to get all the meshes ready before we start to texture stuff, so we don't have to go back and forth. And all the projection meshes I also want to get ready. It's actually good that we've got all these attached, because we can just move them wherever we want them now. So I might want it somewhere like this, a bit more back, for example. So yeah, in the next tutorial, we're going to be doing our transitional mesh. So our transitional mesh will be, the reason for it is to make a transition between the eyeball and the eyelid. Because if you have a look without this on, it's got a bit of a hard edge, and if you look at anyone's eyes, it's not a hard edge at all. So what we need to do is we need to make a mesh that will make that transition a bit smoother, and we can do that in Marmoset quite easily, but we'll need to make the mesh in 3ds Max, and we'll also need to make the eyelash mesh so he has some eyelashes. So sorry this tutorial was a bit longer. Sometimes we make mistakes and you need to load up previous saves. But if you didn't have the save, you could always watch the tutorial again or try and find some other way to make the changes again. So I hope this tutorial made sense. See you in the next tutorial. Thanks. Welcome to the end of this tutorial. Feel free to comment with feedback and suggestions below, and also comment on what you would like to see in future videos. Thanks and goodbye.